Hello everybody, my name is V. Narendra Kumar and we are in the series called Master Education on the primary level, a new holistic approach. And today we have this seventh video. We have covered many subjects. You can look back at the titles. This is a playlist. The seventh video is painting or drawing or art, whatever you want to call it. Seeing is drawing principle. I remember I had taken a short course from a very brilliant friend of mine who is a very brilliant artist of India, an upcoming artist. I'm sure her artworks are going to be very popular one day. And when I took the course, and she was happy with my initial drawings, and I said, I see things, but I'm not able to draw it. And she said, one day you'll understand that seeing is drawing. And that was enough for me as an educator, because I'm not interested to become an artist, but we can initiate art in children. That is a kind of contradiction. You say, how can you teach drawing without being an artist yourself? That is the whole point here. The point is, you don't have to go to all the details of perspective and anatomy and all that. You have to sensitize the child about seeing things, and again we come back to the keen seeing of things. So seeing is drawing principle. Color gradations of each color. Again, we're not talking about how we're going to achieve these goals. We're talking about what we have to achieve or what it has to result in. The color gradations of each color. If you observe a flower, for example, you observe 30 kinds of red, then it will all be different. And artists know that very well, which is why they fall in love with art. Once I remember the day I began seeing, if not drawing, I was walking in Vizag. It was evening, little early evening, and it was raining, heavy rain, half rain. Sometimes I like to get wet in the rain, and I was going on the road, and suddenly I saw a cactus plant, and it looked as if it was the first time I was seeing it. That was a turning point. And then I met very great artists, greatest artists, Michael Newberry, Ifat Glassman, and there is Ken Quader, Fine Art. These are my close friends on Facebook, and it was such a wonderful opportunity for me to talk to them and observe their drawings. And I realized that all these great artists spend years on observing. I'm not saying every child should become an artist, but every child doesn't have to be an artist to enjoy art. Many people enjoy class. After all, why are they making art if nobody's going to see it? The problem is we don't know that we don't know how beautiful art is. We don't know that we don't know how beautiful music is, which is the next video actually. Color gradations of each color. So the light blue of the sky, it keeps changing. Again, the observations. Perspective. Perspective is very interesting, if you keep see from the different angles of face, it changes actually, but we don't feel it because our brain and eyes have got adjusted to the fact that they are 3D, but actually it's 2D. Everything you're seeing is 2D, then how do we know it's 3D? Because of the dark and light. So art is actually, we make too much of it, but it's only observation, to put it simply. For an artist, it's not a big deal. Perspective, things become smaller as they go farther away. Angle of seeing is very important. Close observation of things via dark, grey, light gradations. Why we see in 3D is the key question to ask in painting. Once you get that concept, even as a consumer, and once you see some great art, even after this, if you look at the great art and just see it for a long time, keep it on the wall and see it again and again. Initially, you'll think it's a photograph. Slowly, one day it will hit you. You'll understand it's not a photograph. It's purer than a photograph. You can check it even like this. Take a cell phone, put it towards that, let's say the sky or a tree. See with your eye, see in the camera, they'll be different. The camera is not catching the tree as your eyes are seeing. The eyes are seeing more, much, much more keenly, beautifully than the camera. And then you will slowly get sensitized. That is what a child has to be sensitized to. And you can try art also. You can do drawing. Again, how much we select. If you notice in all these videos, there is an aspect of selectivity. Selectivity. It's not that we can go random. And I'm also for random. For me, the simple principle is as long as the child covers the syllabus somehow, anyhow, by 10th, he will be fine, because we don't have to kind of literally make him an artist. Obviously, if he chooses that profession, we have to know. It's like after 12th, it's like he's standing at a junction, and let's say 100 roads are ahead, and each of these roads leads to 100 more roads. All he can see, he can have all the choices, and he can choose one or two for his career. Why we see in 3D, light, dark, perspective, gradations of color, expressions on face. This can be such a wonderful activity. Small change in expression gives a emotion. Face reading can come so easily. Obviously, this is connected to drama. This is connected to philosophy. Everything is finally connected to everything. That is the whole point here. In fact, I believe that if a person gets even the taste, the ocean is in the drop. We'll come to that in the last video, but I'm just briefly telling, the ocean is in the drop. You don't get into the ocean. The one in the many principle. Mainly seeing and naming. That's it. That's all I want to talk about art. Because we can go into it. There are so many videos. With this cue, you can see how to appreciate art. Even if you see a video of why Michelangelo's sculpture is so beautiful. Just a small video of 20 minutes, you will understand what I'm saying. Why it is so beautiful. It's not just that it is just nice to look at. No. It's more than that. There's meaning in the stance and the subtlety. People talk about Mona Lisa. They don't look at Mona Lisa. It's just fashion. And it is not such a big deal. That's the whole point. So we'll stop here. I think I've given the cue. These are the broad topics, or rather I would say topic which lead to topics. Because we are on the primary level, we are on the observational level. I would love it if a child does a lot of drawing, he sees lots of drawings, if he does these activities of facial expressions, if he's shown flowers and he's observing keenly. And the point is, we'll of course come to the last video where I'll explain how a teacher should be. But if a teacher is in love with art, obviously translate it into his child. Think of a parent who is in love with art. His children will love art. As simple as that. The new approach I'm talking about is that you leave nothing to chance, because if one aspect is missed, I think there is a kind of hole or gap in his understanding, isn't it? We all, actually as adults, only some parts we are good at, our comfort level, other parts we are not. No, we're not. Like I'm, till recently or even now, I'm still researching and to get a comfort level in history, politics and biology actually, because I missed it in school because my teacher frankly was not inspiring. In fact, he was very strict. Both of them were very strict, and they were making me memorize the things which I was made to memorize. I couldn't get the subject. See, that had an effect on my life without doubt, and that should not happen. That is the whole point about holism. So we'll stop here. Thank you very much, and we'll go for the next 8th video, and that video is music.